Welcome. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is not your average radio show, but it's live streamed because we're live streamed now. We're that cool. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP, and you have found the right side.
Well,
hi.
The tippy side.
Good morning.
Are we good now?
Yeah, we're good. I don't know why. With
set up.
That camera gets bumped from time to time.
It's the ghost.
I
That lives in the
probably
studio.
bump it every day.
And I can't see it really well until the stream starts. So I have to.
I'm pretty sure I just into it myself.
You just purposely kick it right.
Yeah,
when
I
you come
kick
in.
it. I'm like, stupid camera. I kick it. Kick it real good. Okay, how is everybody?
I kick. And then I what?
I punch and I kick because I'm 50.
Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about now.
Years old. I'm Sally O'Malley.
That was scary.
I have a T-shirt that has that on it.
Sometimes,
I had Sally on my t-shirt too. Then I stained her. I'm sorry, Chris.
sometimes when y'all say stuff at the same time, y'all are like those. What's the movie with those two twins, like the haunted twins that talk at the same time?
Oh.
Come play with us.
Yeah. Red Rum, like in the hallways of
Yes.
The Shining.
What
Wh-
is it?
whatever y'all-
You know, Red Rum.
Whenever y'all
No.
say things
Yes,
at
you
the
do.
exact same
Murder
time.
spelled backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find
That's
it.
just pretty dadgum
Red
awesome.
Rum.
We did it yesterday. We generally do it once a show
Mhm.
where we say the exact same thing.
At least.
We save probably the same stories and are thinking the same things, which is like this morning, for
here,
example.
Here they are.
Oh, The Shining, the twins.
Yeah, this is scary.
We're the twins in The Shining.
Oh, I might have to send it to you. Remember they stand in the hallway?
Yes.
I wasn't allowed to see that.
Come and play with us.
Yes.
Can you put that on the board?
Yes.
That's
Red
fantastic.
Red Rum.
Oh, we even were having the same thoughts this morning. It's so weird.
It is weird.
I mean, like literally,
Widowy.
what are we?
Widowy.
We're
What are
like
we?
chocolate chip cookies, me and her,
Wick is going on.
and we just go together.
Allison this morning when she couldn't find her phone unironically goes, "That's weird."
I said that?
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
You're like, "Where's my?" That's weird. You said
Didn't
it
even know I said
unironically.
that.
Listen, she didn't have her phone. I tried to save a baby bird and ate into a rotten apple. Has that ever happened to you? Did everybody's face just go this?
No, but my face did that for a different reason. Finish your rotten apple story. And I have a story y'all are going to die.
I can't wait. This is very quick. I was biting into an apple and I bit it. And then I turned over my shoulder as I'm backing out of the driveway and I see there's this little bird. And I think, did it freeze in place because I've had a chicken just die in place? You know, see, I'm acquainted with chickens because I'm a chicken tender. And so
That was good.
so I see this little teeny tiny darling little baby bird is just sitting in place. And I was like, oh crap, did I kill it? Did I
was
kill
it
it?
flat?
No, it was just upright. But you know, they get frightened and they freeze in place. You know, like chickens go.
Mm.
So this one was, but it was little. And I thought, I've killed it. I've done near killed it. And I'm going to have to text Allison and JP and told them I probably ran over its foot. And the darn thing is just frozen dead in place. Actually, that's not true. I got closer and it let me actually pick it up. And then it did its head like I was its mother. And I'm like, oh, this is a baby bird. So I got her up onto the grass and the mom came darting out and saved the day. But by the time I got back in my car and was not able to take the bird up to be saved at wherever you take it at Oak Mountain State Park, I realized I was eating a rotten apple. And it almost set me off on a terrible day because a rotten apple is disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
And
It's
no
like-
wonder our mothers used to say a rotten apple ruins a whole bunch because you expect this crisp, juicy, delicious treat. No, rotten, just that dirt taste, that dirt and moss and the taste of sadness. And so I had to wait till no cars were behind me and I tossed it out and I was like, all right, on with my day.
Why do you wait? Because you're afraid they think you're littering or you don't
Uh-huh,
want to hit
yep.
the car?
Yep, I'm a firstborn rule follower.
But it's biodegradable.
I know. And I even walk those roads. I wouldn't care if somebody threw out an apple. I'd be like, oh, a healthy person. And so I just threw it out because I didn't want some Karen. What'd we change Karen's name to? Karen to
Jake.
get my license plate down and go, she littered and threw out an apple. So I waited and threw it out into the woods so some deer can enjoy it. That was my morning.
So now the deer can enjoy the rotten apple.
It's probably going to kill it. And probably tomorrow at this time, I'll find a dead deer on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And it's my fault.
Some deer is going to wake up like, oh, an apple.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
That's
they
exactly
eat
what Baby
worse.
Doe is going
They
to.
eat worse.
It's true. They eat disgusting things.
Yeah.
So that was my morning, but it ended up being okay because it's so pretty outside. You? What happened to you?
Well, it didn't happen this morning. It happened yesterday morning, and I meant to tell you all about it, but JP told me I was having an off day yesterday, so I guess I forgot to tell you all about it. I don't know why. It was just off. Easter, we've had this discussion. Deviled eggs are a huge thing. Like grandmommy stays up late. Paprika, the whole thing. Deviled eggs. I didn't know that Jared brought home a whole Tupperware full of deviled eggs.
I love that deviled egg.
Well, until you leave them in the back seat all night.
Mm.
And I opened my car door yesterday morning. Talk about bleh. Y'all, the smell.
Sulfur.
But do you know
Bad.
what's so bad?
What's so bad? Did
It's-
you smell it?
No, I took them out of the car and I went to throw them away. And I was like, Jared will be so mad at me if I throw these away.
Yep.
So I just told him, hey, deviled eggs got left in the car all night. They're in the fridge. And he was like, well, it was pretty chilly last night. I think they'll be fine.
That is such a man response.
that is-
that is a Chris
Yes.
Shaver JP response right there.
So they're in my refrigerator. If he eats one, actually, I will report back. But don't.
Scupsy of the foo-foo on his way.
Yet, and apparently it's worth it.
Uh,
I don't know.
I'll give him the rest of my deviled eggs if he would like some.
Oh,
But
How
how about I
deviled
just make you
eggs-
some more
How about that sulfurous smell?
with mayonnaise
I
and
had to stay
pickles?
in a house in Ohio one time and it smelled straight sulfur when you turned the water on. But that's the water people drank. And I was like, can I go home
Not
now?
in Michigan. I was thinking Michigan.
Really bad. That smell. There's nothing like that smell.
Well, go to my house, open the fridge. You got it.
have y'all ever been
Ugh.
to Yellowstone and smelt the sulfur springs?
No.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
It's
It
bad.
smells just like my car.
Yeah. Well, it's
Oh,
funny is because
Allison.
you often smell like stuff like that where you think it's bad and then you go and smell like pure sulfur and it's like
Ugh.
Do you want to go? Do you
it's-
do a little bit of that?
It's like way worse than you'd ever think. Yeah.
Like, does it smell like hell?
Like it's almost like the smell went into your nostrils, went into the back of your brain and just like punched you.
What a great description.
It's bad.
Now
Yeah.
I feel it. Wow.
I will say about the paprika on the deviled eggs, though. I forgot to mention this yesterday. Whenever we almost forgot the deviled eggs and they were sitting in the fridge, and I'm walking back to the table with the the prized possession of the deviled eggs. I take the wrapping off and I look at him, and I look at my dad, and I was like, "Where's the paprika?" And he goes, and he like sits up. And he goes, "Well, nobody told me we were out of paprika this morning." And I like had my jaw open. I was like, I almost don't even want to eat them now. It's like, this is like the missing touch.
JP.
It
Yeah.
was a bad, yeah, what went awry?
It's true. It
The-
is true, though. The paprika is the fairy dust
I
of
know.
the deviled egg.
It's like the scoop in the middle and then
Fairy
just like
dust.
the.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
This is how my
Oh.
brain works. And I don't know. I guess I'm back. Okay, this is Tuesday, not Monday. But just a little insight. We're talking about sulfur and the smell.
Mm.
Have y'all seen? Tell me if this clip is real, where Pete Hegseth is going up to speak. Okay, y'all haven't seen this.
Maybe I have. I don't know.
No, you would know. And he's standing up in front of the. And remember, we started at sulfur. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so there's a reason I'm here. He's standing up, got the White House logo, and he lets out like a 3-second toot.
No, that's
Have
not,
y'all seen it?
no,
No.
is that
Do you
real?
think it's AI? It's all over the Twitters.
Excuse
What-
me.
when
I'm
was
looking
this?
right now.
From yesterday.
I did not.
And
see that.
everybody is. Some people think it's AI, and some people think it's real.
Well, let me pull it up.
But
See if I can find the clip.
I kind of think, how does that not happen more often? Like Kay Ivy's bird.
I was about, yeah, Kay's
I mean, they're just human beings. And so wouldn't you think that would happen quite often? I guess normally maybe you don't have a microphone right in front of you. Can you see if you can find it? Because I want to know what y'all think.
I see a post of it, and the caption said, "The Strait has been opened." I'm going to download it and play it real quick.
Let's see. Y'all tell me.
Are you gonna pull it up?
Yeah, it's going to take me a couple of seconds.
Right.
It is bad, though. Like, I'm surprised, like Allison said, when you got a microphone in front of you, it doesn't happen more often. Let me pull it up. Okay, here it is.
I should be more dignified.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Do you think that's real? Play it again.
We got to play it one more time.
Good morning.
He does look up as soon as he does it.
Surely it was like a door opening.
Did
or-
he?
No,
did
wait,
he
do it
cry?
one more time. Let me see it one more time.
Okay.
Hold on.
Wait,
I have a question.
focus.
Guy that went by.
That's Raising Cane behind him. Yeah.
He cropped us in him.
It's perfectly timed. Okay, now Raising Cane didn't really flinch though, but I
No, he
guess what do
didn't.
you do? You got to act like it didn't
Well,
happen,
think about
right?
the times that they do that. They speak, and you really are hoping it's kind of like the elders and deacons or the associate ministers that are on the
Oh.
king chairs at church. And you probably know that happens more than we realize. Okay.
I mean, how
But I
could-
mean,
they're
he
just
literally
people.
crop dusted chicken finger Kane just right as he went by.
That was a little too loud. That reverberated throughout the room.
It's a little bit
So that was a
like
little too
Kay
loud.
Ivy's book.
I think somebody maybe was pushing a chair or shutting a door. That was a little too like.
You think they just enhanced
You know what?
it?
I know a guy.
Maybe I don't.
I know a guy. I'll send it to him and ask him if this is
Yeah,
real.
you do know a guy.
I
Does
know
he
a guy.
know farts?
Oh, does he know farts? Why do you think I married him?
Damn, he dissect that too.
That's why they got married.
I mean, the fart has powered my life.
Oh my gosh.
Fart buys this.
It pays the
Cute.
bills. The
Yeah.
fart pays her bills. Yeah.
Well, see what he thinks, because my thought is that maybe
you
it's
send
just
that
a
to me?
little
Yes.
AI enhanced.
Oh, you have his number.
I do have his number.
Text him and say, AB said to please ask, is this real? Do you think this is real? It'll make his whole day.
But I feel sorry for him though, because people are like, I can't support you anymore after that.
Yeah, I'm like, do
It's
you
just-
not go to the bathroom?
Everybody poops.
Everybody poops.
No, I don't.
Everybody puts their pants on the same way. Like, I'm done with those people. I hear you on principle. If you're a person that you're like, I just don't support those principles. But you can't help it. You don't know if he just left the bathroom and has violent diarrhea and he's up there giving a talk and then he's going to run right back to the bathroom. Like, give the man a break. Pick on him for other reasons, but not that. Come on, man.
Pick on him for other reasons, not his toots. Come on.
Not
That's
that.
too far.
Come on.
It's crossing a line.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's AI or not, but just give the man a break. Also, because it's funny.
That's all the news I got for today.
We need more fun.
Oh, actually, well, no, the moon is in the montage.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh, I can't wait to talk about that.
Straight.
I did watch it like a child yesterday, though.
I didn't.
You didn't?
Well, you want to know what I did yesterday for 2 hours, actually?
What did you do yesterday for 2 hours? You didn't get in trouble, did you?
No. So when I was in Huntsville for Easter, one of the things I did was got my tires rotated and balanced. And the guy, as I'm paying, they done it. He comes and goes, you drive the Honda? I was like, yeah. He was like, oh man, that front hub assembly on your driver's side is real bad. He was like, I could literally push the tire back and forth, like only the axle's holding it. He goes, if you hit a bump good enough, then you'll
Die?
that tire could just come
Oh,
flying off.
gosh.
And in the moment, I normally don't react to because a lot of times people are BSing you. And I was
Yes.
like, oh, okay, well, we'll take a look at it. I went to Express Oil yesterday afternoon and I needed my oil change anyway. So I was like, hey, while I'm here, can y'all, take a look, give me a second opinion. Let me know what you think. And so I sat in the lobby of Express Oil for 2 hours yesterday.
2?
Yes.
Because your tire was about to fall off?
No, because after they did my oil, they took it back to inspect it. And yeah, I was sitting in the lobby for 2 hours.
They have
And-
a place where
what's-
they can change tires.
Yeah.
There's a building
Oh,
behind.
right back
yeah.
there. Okay.
So
okay.
the guy comes in and he's like, I drove it around. The bearings are real good. You know, your passenger wheel is a little, you know, he was like, but nothing urgent. And I was like, so the driver hub assembly, did you see anything wrong with that? And he just goes, no.
Listen, I know a guy there too.
Wow.
So if you ever want to like zip by
Mhm.
my house and he happens to be over there, he'll also take a look at your car for free.
So I did all of that and just for like, everything was fine. But yeah, that's why I didn't watch because literally I was there till about 30 minutes before they closed yesterday.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it is fun, isn't it? When you think they're like gonna con you, you know. My father-in-law, may he be enjoying his heavenly reward. They would try to con me when we lived in Charleston, South Carolina, and I'd take my car in because van full of girls. Of course, you're gonna tell you everything's wrong. So I memorized his phone number because back then you had to.
The days.
And when they would tell me something was wrong with my car, it's like, my father-in-law owns a Midas. Do you mind talking to him right quick? Oh, how that would change what they would say. And now I do it with Ben. I'm like, yo, Ben, what's up? Hey, I need you to like talk to this guy. It's amazing. It
Yeah.
is amazing because half the time you're right. They're just conning you into things you do not need. But not so fast.
Well, the guy
That was good on you, JP.
the guy that did it at Expresswell had long hair, a goatee, literally from his fingertips to like up his arm was like black from workouts.
I'm for
I
that guy.
trust this guy. He was like, no, nothing wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for here
Mhm.
for 2 hours. But yeah, I can't watch. I was doing
Good on you. That's good times. I did watch it like a child back and forth, and I thought this is kind of ridiculous, but amazing.
it is amazing.
I mean, honestly.
If only it was real. It's a
Mhm.
shame. There's a reason Netflix sponsored it, okay? Because they produced it, obviously.
Duh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
What I do love, well, I'm going to have to save what I do love, and I'll save that for my allegedly today. Because today is a day about allegedly.
Mhm.
It's going to be fun. We have great news. Well, it's going to be in the montage, so I'll save that. There's a lot to talk about today. Specifically, when we get to the montage and Tucker, can we like pause there and talk beyond the headlines about that?
Yes, please.
I am. We need to have a conversation, and we've talked about it before, but when you put that out about what's going to be in our montage, I thought, okay, this is a perfect read beyond the headlines and beyond what he is saying, because you got to parse that stuff out. It's tripping people up.
Well, real quick, I know, Amy Beth, you sent me the clip of him talking about Billy Graham and the Book of Esther. Well, he then did a monologue last night that I don't know if you've seen any clips of it, but that's the clip that's in the montage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something's up. So that's a fun day. Not your average show on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And
What's up?
allegedly.
Brother,
What's up?
Are we
brother?
going to do allegedly at 11:30,
what's up?
I'm down.
or are we going to do it sooner?
I don't have an allegedly yet.
I got to
So I got to get to thinking.
We talked about it yesterday.
Somebody text me some gossip.
Come on. You know the gossip.
I mean, I'm fresh out of gossip.
How are you
That's
fresh
such a
out of
lie.
gossip? I mean,
Ah,
it doesn't even
shame.
look, it doesn't even have to be Alabama gossip. As you know, I'm fond of maybe some other kinds of gossip. So
let me think.
I
I'll come
can't
up with
wait,
something.
because
Don't
you
worry.
said last night you had a good allegedly.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday on the show.
We did.
Mhm.
Mm.
What would
Well,
that be?
now here's to the part of the show that JP and I have to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody won the whole freaking bracket.
2 of them.
How did you
Two
do
of them.
this? You're filling out my brackets next year.
2 brackets.
Can you give her applause, please?
Do we really want an
No,
applause for
no,
this?
we don't. Give her applause.
We'll do
Please.
applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
I really need to know, what was your strategy, Sinclair?
I actually, okay. Well, y'all experienced the strategy for the treehouse bracket because I did it live on the show.
Mhm.
It was what? I can't even remember.
Don't know.
They love Jesus. They've got Christian in their name.
I know somebody that went there.
I know somebody that went there.
Mhm.
Their colors are pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, with the yellow hammer one had 13 people in it, and I actually won the whole shebang. I had 110 points, and the next person had 87 points. Like I killed it.
But it was a girl that was number 2 also.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
See, the boys overthink it. They doth know too much. I did use some logic though. Do you want me to tell you what it was?
Oh dear. What?
Oh dear.
Okay, so in the first round, you can't choose number 11 over number 2. I mean, you can, but the odds are not in your favor. So you always
true.
pretty much, unless you've got like somebody that has been there, done that before, you always go with the high one. Okay, but then you start getting into like the second round. Generally, you're still going to go with your highest ranked one, but there's got to be some upsets. But that's when you start looking at like, well, okay, Tennessee's ranked. What were they? 6 or
6.
4? Yeah. So
6.
they're kind of, they've been around the block. So you're like, I might take Tennessee for the upset. So then you start a little bit playing with that. And then by the end, usually I have 1 and 2s left, like at the very end. And I don't know how I decide on that one. Maybe it's colors.
Vibes.
It's vibes.
It was totally vibes.
But
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
I was the only one that had Michigan going all the way through.
my strategy has not worked the last 2 years because typically the like top 2 or 3 teams that should win it get bounced in like the Sweet 16, Elite 8. Last couple of years, it has been so chalky. Like UConn, Michigan, Arizona, and last year it was Duke, Florida, Auburn. Like the 1 seeds have made it all the way to the Final Four the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So whenever that happens, I'm just like, I'm cooked. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because typically I pick heavy upsets and then maybe 1 or 2 of the teams like within the top 3 seeds will make it to the Final Four. But no, the last 2 years have been so chalky. And I'm
Mhm.
not a chalky. I'm an upset heavy picker. Typically.
That's your
My
problem.
second round was where I went down because I would pick the upset and I shouldn't have done that.
You got to pick some, but you have to be thoughtful. You want to
Mm-hmm.
give some percentages, JP?
I
Where'd
was
we
just
land?
about to look up
Oh my word.
the
And I have a solution to the what instead of punishing y'all for losing, can we reward
rewards
me
for
for
winning.
winning?
What reward were you thinking of?
Well, see, I'm in this kind of pickle.
Oh dear. We already talked about dueling with water pistols.
I need help because I love this show and I love y'all.
Gosh.
But see, on Thursday,
Yeah.
see, okay, JP, you don't have this issue because you don't have hair and you're not a female. But I booked my hair appointment like 3 months ago before we changed the time of the show. And so it was from 10 to noon. And I just got a notification this morning that my hair appointment is Thursday from 10 to noon. And you know how long it takes to reschedule it?
It's so long, especially with her because she's so good.
Yeah. And then, I mean, my hair, look at it. It's getting bad. So can y'all do the show by yourselves on Thursday so I can go get my
Yes.
hair done?
Yeah, well, we'll
Yes.
grant that you're
We grant.
However,
Maybe I could ask and see when the reschedule would be.
No, you're fine. Take the day.
we were closer than I expected. I only was 10 points behind you, Sinclair, and
I was 75 points behind.
you were at 820 at 63%. I was at 810 at 61%.
Whoa.
Amy Beth was at 510 with 14%.
How did you get from
I actually don't know. I'd have to go look at my bracket, but yeah.
How
Oh,
did you
because I don't know. I have to look at it, but yeah, it was closer than we thought.
So none of us are losers. Abs may be 2 years in a row,
It's okay. Now I know how to do it.
but she's pretty. It all works out. Y'all will be back.
We are joined by election integrity expert, Dr. Douglas Frank. We're thrilled to have him back with us. This time, we have a little more time for him to lay out just exactly what's going on and what he has to share will blow your mind. Welcome.
Great to be with you ladies again. That was a fun interview last time, so I'm glad to be back.
It was fun. And now we have more time to dig in. When you left last time, we both looked at each other and were like, oh my word, because for years we've been told that Alabama is the gold standard in election integrity. And apparently we have some things we can work on.
Every state says they're the gold standard. It's like I think all the secretaries of states get together in some conference and say, let's all agree we're all the gold standard or something like that.
Yeah. Well, tell
Seems like
us a little bit about yourself before we really get into some of the data and the things that you've discovered. How did you get started in this? What is your background?
Sure. I'm a physicist. I was in the lab for 40 years, basically. And when I came out of the lab, I was like, what happened to my country? And what really brought me out was COVID. It was the COVID pandemic. I was teaching at a special school for high IQ kids. And one of my kids was a Chinese exchange student from Wuhan. And in November of 2019, I was teaching differential equations class, and he said, Dr. Frank, can we learn how to model epidemics? And so I began teaching how to model epidemics in December of 2019. And then the Wuhan epidemic took off and we modeled it. And then I was modeling it in America. So everybody got to know me across the country because of my COVID modeling. I was modeling every country, every county in the country, and 30 countries, and I had like 150,000 people coming to my websites every week to how many people are going to die this week in our county. I mean, it seems morbid, but it's all mathematical. Epidemics are mathematical things. And so that kind of brought me into the public eye. I was in the public eye once before because I was nominated for a Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1990 for one of my discoveries. I got on the cover of Science and Nature and things like that. So
What'd you discover?
Yeah. Well, you can't leave us hanging
Yeah,
like that.
and
I didn't
just
mean to do that to you. Sorry
casually.
about that. Well, I figured out a way to make three-dimensional images of molecules. And it's
Okay.
the first time anybody had done that. And so it looks cool. It's, so it looks good on covers of magazines and brought me a lot of attention. For about a year, I was traveling the world teaching people how I figured that out. And then I left academics in 1996 because it was too political for me. It was disgusting to me. I didn't like
You
it.
were ahead of the curve.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, truly.
In 1996, we thought the world was great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I was in Cincinnati too, and Mark Twain wrote about Cincinnati. He said, when the end of the world comes, he wants to be in Cincinnati because everything happens there 10 years later.
Oh,
it's true. I had family who lived in Cincinnati. That's a great place.
Oh, yeah. And it was a great place for me to raise my kids and everything. And I'm still out there in the country. We moved further out in the country now. So I have a lab out there. That's where I'd be right now, being a physicist out in the country, except that then the election happened and Mr. Lindell discovered me, and then Mr. Trump. And so it's like now I've been thrust into this debate on elections. And I guess one of the next big thing was that when Pennsylvania did their audit, Doug Mastriano asked for an audit at the end of November of 2020. I was brought in as one of the 6 people that did their state audit because I'm a numbers guy, and they knew I was a numbers guy because they'd seen my COVID stuff. So that's really what thrust me in. And Mr. Lindell discovered, he made a documentary about me called Scientific Proof. It was his second documentary. And then Trump featured me at his first rally after he was out of office in Wellington, Ohio. So suddenly tens of millions of people knew who I was, and everybody was saying, Dr. Frank, come help us, come help us. And here I am. Although in those days, we thought it was just going to be a 6-month job.
Yeah.
All
for
we
sure.
have to do is show everybody what's going on, and everybody's going to go, oh, no, we have a problem. We got to fix it. That's what we thought. And I spent most of 2021 meeting with secretaries of states, AGs, hacking into their elections right in front of their faces, showing them that they were not the gold standard they thought they were. And it was quite a eye-opener for me. I mean, when I'm a scientist, to me, you set up an experiment, you get the evidence, you present the evidence, and everybody goes, okay, now we do this. I was just assuming if I show everybody the evidence, that they would react accordingly.
Why don't they react accordingly?
I think there are multiple reinforcements of the current system. The first one is the oldest story ever. Since when does government relinquish power to the people? Governments centralize power. And right now in our country, the elections in every state are centrally controlled. They've been steadily, incrementally over about the last 25 years, just become centralized. Your own local clerks don't.
Welcome back. You're at the right side. This is where you are, and we're so glad you're here. We hope you're having a glorious Tuesday. It is glorious. If anybody knows where I can get topsoil, that'd be great. Y'all can just message us, please.
At the store.
Yeah, but I don't want to do bags of dirt. I want somebody to deliver it.
Well, how
I need a
big of
lot.
an area?
I need.
Well, what about that place that has mold inside of it on 280?
I probably, or Christina's Werner McGinnis.
Yeah.
Do you know there's a place that's a Werner lawn straight across from my house next to what used to be the Superior Grill? Back behind there, there's a garden supply store.
Well, go there. You know,
I texted my brother. I need him to answer me. He has a supply store, but you need to answer your sister. Anyway, this is the thing that occupies my mind because it's beautiful outside, and you know what that means? Get in your yard. And this year, I'm determined my plants will live.
I wish I had a yard.
You can come help me in mine
someday.
I want a lawn to cut. Yeah.
Chris does his best thinking when he's.
I love cutting grass.
Do you
I probably
really?
shouldn't say that because now everybody's gonna want me to cut their grass. But yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah, he has, like our friend Scott used to have, thoughts from the mower.
Yeah.
But
from the mower.
Anyway, it is beautiful. We hope your day is fantastic. And you know what time it is right now? It's time for the montage.
For news.
The entire country can be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night.
Who do you think you are? You're tweeting out the F word on Easter morning? You'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. So obviously you're mocking the religion of Iran. But by the way, no decent person mocks other people's religions. You may have a problem with the theology. Presumably you do if it's not your religion, and you can explain what that is. But to mock other people's faith is to mock the idea of faith itself.
Former Birmingham sportscaster Mike Rada arrested, charged with misusing his official position for personal gain. This charge surrounds his time as executive director of the International Motorsports Hall of Fame in Talladega.
I want to thank the president for, showing leadership and creating a roundtable, which consisted of, college presidents, commissioners, athletic directors, coaches, to gather information as to what might help create some regulation that would help us long-term be able to manage and fund all sports so that we can continue to create opportunities for young people.
Remind you of one of the most important mysteries there on earth, and that's love. Christ said in response to what was the greatest command, that it was to love God with all that you are. He also, being a great teacher, said the second is equal to it, and that is to love your neighbor as yourself.
That, my friends, is awesome. Awesome. Okay. Numero uno. Iran rescue mission. Trump's line in the sand, which ties in beautifully. Well done, JP, with Tucker. And the questions I have. But thoughts on all that.
Well, I have a lot of different thoughts on the Tucker aspect of it. I don't know if we want to start there.
Can you play that whole clip? If you do start there, there's more to that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously you don't have time to play the whole thing, but I think to have a legitimate conversation about Tucker and Trump, I mean, think about where we're coming from. Just a year ago, or as Trump was running for president, there was the talk that Tucker Carlson was going to be his VP choice.
Yeah.
They're everywhere in the White House together. They are buddy. MTG. I'm picturing her on the House floor with her Make America Great hat. Like all these people that have been in his orbit.
Yeah.
That was good.
Now we're on the outs, and it is such a shift. And so I think to grasp where we are, play the whole thing because it's.
And remember, he's responding to, in part, not just Trump, but Franklin Graham. So, and Esther.
Which I do we have? Is there a clip of that one or I don't.
Yeah, I can pull that one up.
Saw
too,
that
if
one,
you'd
but I
like.
don't
If
really
you can,
know.
if you can pull that up first, because that's really, I think, the context. That's the pretext, and then he goes off secondarily on Iran mocking religion, etc. But I think what we're watching is the free fall of somebody who, well, just listen to it, think, but it's quite interesting what he has to say, because this is one of those situations that you have to parse through, and it's what we say a lot. You got to take time to listen, but you also want to read or see beyond the headlines.
Huh.
That's a whole thing. Okay, do you have the first little itty bit?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'll play the Esther clip first, and then the part from his monologue yesterday, back to back.
And Graham, son of Billy Graham, shows up at the White House yesterday to pray over the president so he will have wisdom and restraint. No. To endorse the murder of civilians, which is a war crime, but more important, it's a moral crime. You can't kill people who have committed no crime, who did nothing wrong. You can't murder the innocent. You can't kill kids and women. And yet Franklin Graham is up there standing at the podium praying for that. Now, how do you do that? Well, by quoting something called the Book of Esther, which is in the Christian Old Testament, a controversial book for a long time. Martin Luther thought it shouldn't have been there, but it is there. And it's the story, among other things, of a genocide of Persians. Oh, yeah. 75,000 Persians. Not just people who committed crimes, but people who were Persian. And that's why they were killed. And it's in the Book of Esther, which you should read because it's interesting. It also happens to be, maybe not coincidentally, the only book in the Christian Bible, Old and New Testaments, that doesn't mention God. There's no mention of God in the Book of Esther. Now, there are all kinds of theologians. You're tweeting out the F word on Easter morning? You'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. So obviously you're mocking the religion of Iran. Okay. If you seek a religious war, that's a good idea. But by the way, no decent person mocks other people's religions. You may have a problem with the theology. Presumably you do if it's not your religion, and you can explain what that is. But to mock other people's faith is to mock the idea of faith itself. And we should never mock that, because at its core is the acknowledgement that we are not in charge of the universe. We did not build it. We won't be here at the end of it. We can destroy life. We cannot create it because we are not God. The message of all faith at the biggest picture level is the message in our Bible, which is you are not God. And only if you think you are do you talk this way. But it's not just mockery of Islam. And no president should mock Islam. That's not your job. This is not a theocracy. We don't go to war with other theocracies to find out which theocracy is more effective. We are not a theocracy. And God willing, we never will be, because theocracies corrupt the religion.
I don't know what's happened to him.
There's some points, though, that I think are legitimate. And then there's some points that you're like, you're really not getting it.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes him so dangerous.
Well, yeah. So I saw that clip, that the second one, going around on social media, and I listened to the whole, well, not the whole, but pretty much the whole monologue while I was going to sleep last night. And I'll just say first, that was one of the most passionate, emotional monologues I've seen from Tucker. Like, he was very upset about this, like genuinely upset. And you could hear it and see it in the video. Like Allison said, there was points that I agreed with and there was other points that I don't. But I will say the point that I do agree with, which was the main foundation, I think, of his monologue, was what we're seeing right now in regards to Iran from Trump is troubling. because it's one thing to be strategic with your military objectives, but he even put out a truth this morning that an entire civilization could be wiped out tonight. So now you're not just talking about the regime or the military, an entire civilization, like all of Iran, could be wiped out tonight by 8 o'clock if they don't come to the table. That is upsetting because, like what Tucker said, that is you kind of playing God if you can just wipe out a civilization in one night. Like, that is disturbing in my opinion. So whatever you think about the Iran war, I think that is something to be concerned over. When it comes to Islam, I don't agree with this. There's actually one of my favorite verses in the Bible with Elijah where he's mocking
the same thing.
the worshipers of Baal when he was having a confrontation with them about whose God is the right God. And correct me if I'm wrong, it set up, certain things to be struck down by their gods to prove which God is the right God. And Elijah was mocking the worshipers of Baal, saying, "Where is your God? Oh, perhaps he's using the restroom. Where is he? He's not doing it." So it is actually biblical, when to mock other gods when they're against your God and they're hostile to your God. There's another part where Tucker said, when you attack Islam, you're also attacking Christianity because you're attacking faith altogether and you're attacking the belief in God. That's not necessarily true because Islam does not have Christ. So there's really no shared, like, all faiths aren't equal because they all believe in a higher power, which is kind of what Tucker was saying. No, Christ and Christianity is the one true religion. So you're not bashing Christianity by mocking Islam, especially when Islam is hostile to Christianity. There's the basis of Christianity is that our religion is the one true religion. So it's not an attack on faith, which is an attack on Christianity. No, it's an attack on a false religion, and Christ and Christianity is the one true religion. So that was the main part I disagreed with Tucker's monologue. But the main foundation of Trump kind of playing God and putting that out on Easter morning and threatening to wipe out the entire civilization of Iran, I do agree. That is troubling.
I want you to go next.
Why?
Because you are so much more well versed. I have thoughts, but I feel like you can biblically support kind of some of my thoughts.
Oh, we're going to tag team.
Well, we can tag team back again.
Okay, number one, let's tackle Tucker and the Bible. Number one, the books of the Bible, the canon of Scripture, was agreed upon at the Council of Trent a very long time ago. And they went through a rigorous process of knowing what to take out and what to put in. But that's been agreed upon for a long time. I think it was at 500 AD. But the Council of Trent is where that was put together. Number two, though, most importantly, he lied about Esther, and God's all throughout the book. Just because he isn't named doesn't mean you don't see his provision or the representation that Esther represented us, the church, the people needing saving from the king who was, it would be in his good graces to allow the saving. But what he lied about was that they were in Persia. They were in parts of Iran, but they were Jews. And so when he said that they were all Persian, that's not true. That's the land they were in. But Esther was a Jew, and she was concealing that based on what her uncle told her to do. And then she went and asked to be saved and her people. And the king said, you can arm yourselves, but when I've made an edict, the edict stands. But you can arm and fight back and save yourselves. And they did. And they celebrate the Feast of Purim to this day. It is a huge celebration because of God's provision, and he did save the people. So getting that story wrong is, we need Tucker to be discipled. Somebody needs to disciple Tucker because of the platform he has. But The verse from Esther is very famous, Esther 4:14, for who knows if you've been called for such a time as this. And Tucker, maybe you have been, but you need some discipling. That is a basic Bible story, and you got that wrong. You lied about it. So that's a huge issue for me. Number 3 is the Ravishing of Armenia book that I just finished about the Armenian genocide and what the Mohammedans did to the Armenians and wiped them out. Or if you want to listen to a book on or a podcast on Islam, political Islam by the Just Thinking guys, I invite all of you to go listen to it and understand we have every right to mock because they are not Muhammad is not the one true God. It is believe or die. That is not Jesus Christ. He died for us. We have every right to mock what is not, just like Elijah did. In fact, Elijah's mockery was complete when he not only built the altar, but around it, he trenched it, filled it with water, and then called down fire from heaven, in which in a second, the fire was just there and the sacrifice was gone. So we know in the Old Testament that mockery happened. It's okay. Like you said, JP, not all gods or religions are equal just because we want them to be. But what I'm listening to Tucker speaking on is I wonder who has captured him. I really wonder what has happened. While we desperately care for the people and we want them to hear the gospel, please understand if you go to a Muslim country and you dropped your wife and daughters off, things would not go well for them if they tried to preach the gospel, period. Everybody knows that. So I'm worried for him, and I hope very much so that he gets discipled, especially where the Bible is concerned. And then finally, when it comes to Trump and war, while it is very concerning, if we're still looking at the Old Testament, maybe he's using that same kind of wipeout language, even because God had the people, the children of Israel, he said, wipe them out. I'm not for wiping them out because these are a people who need help. I don't know that we're the ones to help them. I think they need to be equipped to help themselves. But Trump's language on Sunday, yes, was bothersome, but I still go back to he is speaking war language to a warlord. And we were in on that conversation. And it's times like this that you're like, should somebody have checked that text? Trump, come on. Wiping out, really? But I think it is bluster. I think he is wargaming it with the leaders of Iran. On Easter, not really well-timed. I agree with you guys. Not well-timed at all. But it is a war, and that is the way he's going to talk in it. And I don't think we're going to be privy to any of the plans that they have. But this is very concerning. I agree. We're just going to wipe him out. He's talking only to whoever's in power right now. That's what my observation is. I could be wrong about all of it, but that's my observation.
If he does wipe them out, the civilization, and that's not hyperbole, that's not him just being dramatic, is he justified in that?
It depends on what people's definition of war is, because the purpose of war is to kill people and break things. And in war, if we were at war, we know that we would be at risk if it were over in the United States of being killed, because civilians are collateral damage if you're just thinking in terms of war, but we save life as often as we can. So I don't know, because it goes back to what was the original point of saying they were at war. But I do think the more frustrated he gets with this guy, the more he's going to talk like this, because he can't get what he wants. And we should have taken care of this back in 1978. And so I hate that this is a conversation even now, but you could make an argument, because the UN is making an argument that it would be war crimes if he does even destroy the power plants and the bridges.
Yeah. I guess I don't know where it ends, because there are Muslims across the world. So if your issue, are terrorist groups, Muslim terrorist groups, you can't And that's why you're justifying that you can take out an entire civilization of Islamist Muslims. We're splitting hairs at this point. But if you can say you can wipe out an entire civilization of Iran, well, then you have to go to Iraq, and then you have to keep going, and then you have to go to London and take them out. Like, where does it end, and why would it be just them? Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's a dangerous game to play.
I think with him, though, he is talking just about Iran, and he's just talking about the leadership and why. I mean, I think he's been very specific about just staying within the borders of Iran.
Right. But what I'm saying is,
once you start that game, where does it end?
Where does it end? Because then Hezbollah is going to pop up. Then you got to wipe everybody else out. And that includes
I see. Yes, that
women
makes
and
sense.
children. I don't know what the answer is, because I do think, we might as well just start the Crusades over. If that's what this is going to turn into, if that's what this is, let's just call it what it is. And I don't know if I'm necessarily against that. I don't know. I like, we're in a place that I have never really considered that we would be, which is my bad. I feel like we should have seen this coming. We see it incrementally, but not to this full scale global jihad crusade kind of thing. But it makes me nervous. And a lot of people are like, yeah, he's just talking gangster to the gangsters. Just be prepared. And that's the thing, that he is one that if he gets backed in a corner, he could take that nuclear football and type in some numbers real quickly, because he's having a bad night. And that makes me nervous.
Well, I'll just say this one quick point, and we're talking about the war itself. If the whole basis and reasoning for the war was to save the Iranian people from the regime,
well, that's true too.
And now you're threatening to wipe out the power plants, take out the bridges, and now wipe out the entire civilization.
Yep.
Now we're just killing to kill. And so now the objective of the war has changed from saving the people from the regime to, we're just going to kill Iran. Let's just wipe Iran off of the map. And that's where I get nervous. Also, Tucker in his monologue started to go on and on about alluding to Trump maybe being the Antichrist, and he didn't put his hand on the Bible when he was sworn in, and maybe we should have seen that as a sign. So he really, really went down the rabbit trail. But just speaking about the war, I feel like we're losing the plot maybe a little bit. Maybe Trump is getting so upset with how it's going that he has just lost the plot about why he even said he was going to do it.
I did hear him last night at that press conference say that he could not give us his plans because he did not want the media to have them. I think he is wargaming it. I don't believe he will. I just do not believe it, because he said that repeatedly, but last night was a little more like, I'm not going to tell you guys what I'm doing, but there is a plan, and there's always been a plan. But the media, I believe it is wargaming it. I truly believe that. He hasn't mentioned much about the regime. From the beginning, when he was talking about the regime, he hoped that that regime could be changed, but that they were about the nuclear weapons and they were about knocking out bridges, etc., those kinds of things. But I don't know that we're ever going to know the plan until it's done, and then he'll come back and go, all right, here's what we were doing. I think we want more than we're ever going to be able to get out of him. I do believe that.
This was his tweet this morning. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight.
I don't believe it.
Well, if you don't go through with it, you're like the parent that never follows through with their discipline.
Or does he take Iran to the brink and they go, shoot, he's going to do it?
He's in a corner.
I don't know.
We'll be back.
Y'all have heard us talk about Inspire Advisors, how Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors will help you grow your investment portfolio while also screening out companies that don't stand for conservative Christian principles.
Paul and his team are experts on what they call biblically responsible investing. And for a limited time, they're hosting a free class that you can register for.
Check out the class and register for free at moneypatternwealth.com. It's godly, it's conservative, and it's financial freedom.
Again, go to Inspire Advisors at moneypatternwealth.com. Check them out and tell them you heard about them at Rightside Radio.
Do anything anymore. They think they do, but they don't. And so that's a strong motivation. Also, it centralizes the outcomes of your elections. I said electrons. You put me in science mode there for a minute, and so because I was using.
No one blames you.
You want to go back to simpler times. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, I since I was a boy, I read Wrinkle in Time when I was in 3rd grade, and ever since then, I've wanted to have my own physics lab in the country. I do, and that's where I'd be. But except my country went away, and so I have to. I'm a patriot. I have to fight for my country. You can't. You know, there are people dying for the freedoms we have, and I think it's our civic duty to step up and do our job. I mean, think about it. All these years I got to get government funding and scholarships to do all this great science work. You know, it's like I've a blessed life. So it's my tour of duty, my turn to help.
Before we dig into Alabama numbers and kind of what you're finding here, give us an overview, because you travel the country.
Yes.
You meet with lots of different groups in different states. Nationally, what are you seeing? Are we trending in the right direction? Are we making headway on a national scale? And then let's drill down and talk about what's going on in Alabama.
I think the first principle people need to understand is that there isn't one legislature in this country that wants election reform. There isn't one. Every single one is going the opposite direction. And so, like, for example, when I'm in Oregon, everybody says, oh, it's those evil Democrats. But here I am in Alabama, and you guys are like super red. And yet your legislature is trying to pass laws to make it even harder to audit your elections. What's going on here? And you would think that in the reddest legislatures or reddest states, they would want to fix their elections. But you have a bill right now before your legislature trying to make it even harder for people to have access to your voter rolls. And you're already the second least transparent state in the country in terms of your elections. So it's like that's an eye-opener to people. Everybody wants to think that, oh, sure, certainly our legislature, this is a red state, so certainly they'll want to fix it. And no, it doesn't work that way. That's a big mind change for people to recognize that.
Are you speaking about the bill to reduce fees?
Yes.
Okay, how does that make it more difficult?
So the bill was, as it was originally proposed, was going to take information out. So they were saying, we're going to make it cheaper, but we're going to give you it took out the critical information, and you're already not giving the, you know, for example, I've been working with your teams here. I just came from Mobile and I came from Autauga, and they're complaining, Dr. Frank, this is really hard. And it is, because in other states, they give you tons more information than you get here, and you have to pay for it. And it's limited already, and they wanted to limit it even more. It should be exactly the opposite. If you go to Ohio, for example, or go on their Ohio website, Secretary of State website, just click. You can download it for free. Go to Florida, click, download it for free. Way more information for free. But in your state, you have to pay exorbitant fees for less information, and they wanted to make that even less information.
So is it because it's back to what you said at the beginning? You've presented the evidence, they ignore it, it's centralized, it's layered. I mean, is it all of those things, or is there something that's specific to Alabama in addition to, we see that they're not transparent. We've experienced that.
Yeah.
Like, what else are we missing?
I think the main thing we're missing is that people have become conditioned into waiting for somebody else to fix the problems. You know, you're too young, you don't remember, you ladies, but when I was a boy, we ran our own elections. The PTA moms walked the precincts, and the parties, the Republican and Democrat representative in every precinct, took the precinct book. And every 2 years, every door was knocked on, making sure that the books and the precincts were up to date. Since about 2002, we've just steadily lost our role as citizens Now we wait for other people to fix our problems rather than us. We wait for other people to teach our children. We wait for other people to run our elections. We wait for other people to run our government. But America's an experiment in self-government. It's supposed to be us doing these things. How's it working out when we're letting other people teach our kids? How's it working out when we're letting other people?
You guys, I hope that you work in an environment that is as much fun as we have.
They don't. There's no way.
Probably not.
There's really no way.
But I hope you do.
We are blessed.
We are blessed. Like, I know my husband has a great time and loves everybody that he works with, but I hope the rest of you too. From moms with your babies, here's looking at you, my oldest. I got to see my grandchildren yesterday and they're delicious.
I got to meet your grandchildren yesterday.
Can you believe the hair?
That was the first. I was like, I looked at her. I said, "Your hair is so beautiful," and she did not know how to respond.
Rosie is not
Was she
shy,
like,
but she
"Thank
gets
you."
really shy. And when she gets shy, I don't know if your kids did this, but she reaches over to May, like to connect with her when she gets
Oh,
nervous.
that's her
Did you
security
hear her little
blanket.
voice walking out the door? She started talking as soon as
What'd
we
she
got out the
say?
door. She's like, yesterday. And we just started going over what happened yesterday, and then her sticker and her toothbrush and all these things. It was precious. Anyway, I do hope that you guys have a great environment as well, but you found the right side. I'm Amy Beth. She's Allison. He's JP. We have a banger rest of the show for you, as if that was not enough already. At least we hope it was for you. Enjoying a rowdy discussion about what's going on, hoping we're wrong, hoping that Trump is just wargaming it with his talk, but hashing through also what's going on with Tucker and what is he saying and how do we feel about this? How do you feel about it? Apparently you do have thoughts, and we're going to get to them in a second. And then after we wrap this discussion, we'll finish the rest of the montage. And then at 11:30, what time is it, my friends?
Allegedly.
Thank you.
I forgot. I panicked. I was like, is it the 3? Is it the plunge? I was like, I don't know.
Allegedly.
Nobody's texted me any gossip.
Allison, you're so full of it. You always have gossip.
You know everybody.
You got a gossip savings
Make
account
it up.
just sitting.
I
She
know
got
who
a
I can
savings
text.
bank.
I know who I can text. Hold tight. Y'all just start talking. Or we have some text, right?
We do have
We
text.
do. Is it okay if my allegedly is about something that's happening right now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Like,
Okay, carry on.
In this moment? Is it
Well, no,
about
in the
JP?
news. It's in the news.
Okay.
It may not be Alabama based, but I hope it'll make you laugh. Okay, carry on.
We got some comments. If y'all are watching the live stream, you can comment on the live stream your thoughts. First of all, when we were talking about y'all being the twins, when y'all talk at the same time, the Shining Twins, Bully Bell texted in about our topic. Ron Madrick on Facebook just says very sad.
Was that our
I think it was Tucker.
Trump
Tucker conversation.
Yeah, I don't know who's sadder.
Heavy Metal 1069 on YouTube says Tucker Carlson's a leftist with a poop emoji.
Hold on, pause. I love that we have someone that listens to our show that their handle is Heavy Metal. That makes me happy.
We like you a lot.
A leftist pile of poo.
Elizabeth Spence on the Facebook says, I believe he is, quote, wargaming it, but the fact that we even have to question if he is or not, or if he is or isn't, is scary.
Fair.
I think that's where I am. Hey, by the way, I love that you can pull that up. Like, I don't know how you did that. I've never seen that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you can do that on
Love that.
the social media comments. You can put them on the screen.
Oh, this is great.
Why ain't you never done that before?
I have.
Oh,
We just don't read the social media comments.
well, we need to
enough
do
as
that
we
more
should.
often.
Yeah.
We enjoy talking to you and hearing your thoughts.
No, it makes it way more fun.
And Brad from Crimestone on the text
Brad.
line has thoughts.
Brad.
He says, JP, you stole my point. 1 Kings 18, referencing Elijah. He also says, but JP, clearly in order to save the Iranian people, we must annihilate them. Definitely makes sense to me. And then he also says, on that parent who never follows through point, I suspect today is Taco Tuesday.
Okay, you could take that several ways. Like, Is that just like it's just like a talk about it?
Yeah. Well, what is the expression where you don't follow through with taco? I think it's an actual acronym, but yeah, essentially he's not going to follow through is what Brad is saying.
I think he's just talking to one guy and we're hearing the conversation.
Yeah, but how many times can you say I'm going to desalinate you and I'm going to
Desalinate.
So
Unalive you.
taco stands for Trump always chickens out.
Okay.
Didn't know that.
I'm today years old learning that phrase.
I'm so sick of Brad knowing everything.
Brad, are you a professor?
He's an English.
Oh, Brad.
I know Brad is tall because he sent in a picture one time. He's like 6'4", 6'5", if I remember.
Oh, I wonder if my husband's related to him.
Brad. He knows how to diagram a sentence.
He does.
His knowledge is vast.
And he will let you know.
Can we talk Mike Rada?
Yes.
Or
let's-
I mean,
Oh, my
wait. Do y'all have
gosh.
any
that's
finishing and
good.
ending thoughts on?
let's discuss.
First of all, I love Mike Rada. I mean, he's like the GOAT. Remember him? You probably don't. I know you do.
I actually didn't know who he was.
You did.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
I did not know who he was until this story.
Okay. He is a Birmingham legend. I mean, there's just sports with like, he just is a legend. Everybody knows Mike Rada. And then he went to work as Tommy Tuberville's district director for here, like the Central District. And he is awesome. We are friends. Like I would consider us friends. And we end up in the same places a lot. He is very like-minded, which I don't know if I should say that. But anyway, I don't know, y'all. I can't decide. Have y'all heard? Do y'all have any? Does anybody have a good article with some of the details of this?
I did. Did you have one?
I have a video that in like 45 seconds explains.
All right,
Oh, that'd be
Ill.
great.
do that.
Let me pull it up real quick. It was the one in the montage, but I cut it. Obviously, I couldn't play the full thing, but it'll give me a second to pull it up.
I just want to know, is this one of those things where, I mean, he was on the board. Apparently the whole board had to resign or step down. It was a whole thing. Is it one of those things where you don't know these things are happening and you're just your name as part of the group? Or was he like the kingpin ringleader? I just can't see him wanting to go through all this for like $200,000.
Okay, I have a quick 45-second or so
explain it
video
to us.
explaining it.
Former Birmingham sportscaster Mike Rada arrested, charged with misusing his official position for personal gain. This charge surrounds his time as executive director of the International Motorsports Hall of Fame in Talladega. A state audit found that Rada paid about $15,000 for a '68 Chevrolet Camaro pace car, but that car had had almost $28,000 worth of repairs done to it before he bought it. Was advertised in a local newspaper simply as 1968 Chevrolet. And then it found that his wife paid $1,000 for a Ford F-150 that had also been advertised in a local newspaper simply as 98 Ford truck as is. She was the only bidder for that vehicle, by the way. Rada has been out of jail now, bonded out on a $25,000 bond.
So
That's it?
So they're saying that they got the cars for better than they should have. Like they got bargains that other people weren't privy to. But
Is that
that's-
illegal?
That's my question. This what you said.
Like
what?
if well, I guess I didn't know he was the executive director of the board or whatever. Okay. But if I advertise my car for millions of dollars and sell it to you for $2, why does anybody care?
I don't know.
So this is an article from AL.com. So it says the Alabama Department of Examiners of Public Accounts released an audit last year that cited the Motorsports Hall of Fame Commission for 35 violations of state law and found that more than $200,000 was improperly spent. And then says the audit covered from October 2019 to September 2024. And that it lists him buying the 68 Camaro from the commission for $15,000 when it was at least had 28,000 of repairs on it. So that is him using his position to buy from the commission for a lot cheaper than it should have. And then obviously the instance from his wife as well, buying from the commission, I think for $1,000. So I think that is him specifically. What he personally violated was purchasing those 2 cars from the commission for a lot cheaper than they should have been.
But as an organization, there are some other issues. 35.
Yeah, 35 violations from the commission for more than $200,000 that was improperly spent.
Okay. Here's the statement from his attorney, Tommy Spina. Do you know Tommy Spina?
Mm-hmm. I know who he is.
He's a good attorney. Anyway, Mike has done nothing intentionally that the law forbids, and all of his actions were done with the authority and blessing of the Hall of Fame chairman and board of directors. My conspiratorial mind goes, what did he do? Who did he make mad? Why are they coming after him?
Fair.
Then again, I hear things all the time about people that I am shocked to learn. You think you know someone and you really don't. And so maybe that's it. I still love Mike Rada. Like, he's hysterical. He's really a great guy. Maybe he just likes Camaras and 35 violations, or maybe they're just coming after him for some reason.
Yeah.
Lawfare.
His connection being Tuberville's regional director makes you
things that make you truly go.
Yeah, because it's not like he at least from those 2 instances, it's not like he did something so immoral, so evil that he was getting arrested for. I mean, obviously that's not right to do what he did, but you know, it wasn't some evil doing. It is something that people probably are politically attacking him with. But his connection with Tuberville makes me wonder, because we're in that time where things with Tuberville's residency and others from his opponents, like they're ramping up. So this very well could be a political attack, and they're using this as the reason to get to Tuberville's team. I don't know, but it definitely was not like this immoral, evil thing, in my opinion. He did obviously illegal, but still.
I watch things like that and I think, okay, I understand part of the purpose of government is to enforce the law. But when you see so many other people getting away with breaking the law, you can't help but just go, really?
Yeah.
Like, really? So I'm very cynical. I would like to understand more. It does seem to be politically motivated. But also, how about let's enforce lots of other laws too while we're at it?
I want to know the 35 violations. And
what are those?
Yeah.
$200,000. It's a lot of money.
Maybe we'll find out more in the coming days.
Maybe we will.
Allegedly.
Okay. So are we good on Mike?
Yeah.
Mike, you know what? You just call us
Mike.
Come
on, Mike.
He is funny. I always liked watching him on the sports. Okay.
On the sports.
All right. 2 things. We need to talk about this. Are they wearing space diapers right now?
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
I mean, this circles back into the original point of the show, which was Pete Hegseth and what did my husband tell you?
Yeah, so actually the GI expert of the show says that it 100% was legit, guilty as charged. So the expert opinion says it was a legit fart.
So there's that, which makes me circle back around to the toilet's broken again in space.
Sheen broke.
So are they wearing loaded diapers? Like, what's the deal? This is awful.
You know that movie?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Loaded Diaper.
Yes.
That was
Loaded
Roderick's band.
Diaper.
Okay, I read every book of that as a kid.
That was, my kids did too.
Yeah.
I loved those movies. But really, guys, of all the things you could have done and the miracles that are happening, we couldn't go with a working toilet.
The thing,
into the
What
great
is the
beyond.
deal? Like what happened yesterday? What happened yesterday?
I don't know. I haven't seen the exact issue, but I remember when they fixed it for the second time, they made a point to say that it is not going to have issues again. Like it's fixed. And then a day later, it has another issue. So, and yeah, in the article I sent y'all, it said that they now have to wear diapers.
Oh my gosh.
Great.
That's the thing, though. Like everything else, like of all the things that could go wrong to get you to the dark side of the moon, everything goes right. And the thing that doesn't work is the toilet. It's just like, it's ironic.
All things.
Yeah, it says this is from the Insider paper. The toilet on board the Artemis 2 spacecraft has reportedly broken down again, leaving the 4 astronauts on board with no working bathroom on their return to Earth.
At least they're on their way back.
At least they are on their way back, but
So yesterday I did sit and watch for a little while and listen to some of the moon conversations back and forth as they were approaching the moon. Did y'all do that at all? It was so, I was shocked at how basic it was. Kind of like the crew is wearing diapers. Like on one thing, they have this through the windows because the sun shining in is so bright. They have these curtains, these shields that have to go over the window. But the astronauts were requesting to be able to remove it for some reason. And maybe it can only stay up for so long because it'll freeze. I don't know what it was. And so they're like, unfortunately, we're going to have to ask you. Oh, the astronauts wanted to leave it up because it was so blinding. Houston said, unfortunately, we're going to have you take them down. But literally said, if you have a t-shirt lying around, you can just put it over the window. And you're like, what? Meanwhile, did y'all see the Nutella floating through the air?
The free advertising.
Yeah. And then they had Victor his wife was in the control center and he was so sweet. He was like telling his wife how much he loved her and that he was so glad she was there. It was very, very human, even though they're in this like
Tiny
weird
capsule
crazy place. Yeah. They're trying to hang t-shirts like you did as a kid when you would on car trips and you'd have to roll the t-shirt up in the window to block the sun. That's what they were doing on the moon. And then the dark side of the moon. Tell me this. Did y'all see the pictures of the dark side of the moon? Okay. First of all, it looks like a battered wife. It looks like it has a bunch of bruises. It's like blue and brown. It's actually really pretty, but the battered wife part's not pretty. How do they get light on the dark side of the moon?
I think it's from the space, like from the ship.
You're saying but it was 4,000 miles away.
No, what do you mean? Like being able to see it? Because I thought underneath, are there not lights underneath it that like
no.
on the ship?
No. I'm saying they took a picture of the dark side of the moon. No, have y'all, hold on.
That is.
You might have to send me the picture.
I'm going to send you.
Tremendous.
Excuse me.
There was one part that I thought you were going to bring up, Allison, where they said that there were unusual squiggly lines on the moon.
Okay. So I'm sending it to you, JT.
Beautiful.
It's so pretty, but how did maybe they just like enhanced it. But that's the far side of the moon.
Did they do that through this?
But
may
how did
sound
we get
completely
that?
ignorant, through a telescope, and we're able to do it that way, and then take a picture through that? I don't know.
But how do you get it bright?
That looks a bit altered to me.
So maybe they just like you do if your
And then
picture's
you're like
dark, you just
zooming it in.
up the exposure.
We should look into that. That's fascinating.
Anyway, the moon is pretty. It's prettier than they.
That it had.
Oh my gosh! Iran is now forming human chains in front of power plants in a bid to dissuade President Trump's strikes. They even invited children to attend. Now what?
Now Iran,
Taco,
get it together, and Trump, fix it. Figure this out.
JD Vance doubles down and says Trump might use nuclear weapons. I just can't anymore.
All right, let's go back to talking about the moon.
Do tonight, y'all.
Yeah.
I got places to be.
Yeah, we do.
I can't do this.
I'll say this about the moon. Yeah, whenever I saw this, I immediately thought of Allison when it said that there was weird squiggly lines on the moon and there was weird coloring on the moon that they couldn't explain. That was the one part I saw where apparently there was patterns on the moon that they didn't expect and couldn't explain.
But wouldn't that? Why did you think of me?
Because that's so conspiratorial. That's like, what is this on the moon? Is there aliens on the moon? Is there things on the moon?
And that was on the right side of the moon, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So haven't we been to the moon to see them before? Did they just start squiggling?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Have y'all seen the horror movie Apollo 13?
Yes.
I saw it when I was in middle school with my friends, where the reason we haven't gone back to the moon is because of this creature, this like spider-like creature on the moon that just like killed and took over everybody on the Apollo 13. It's actually a really scary movie, but whenever I hear stuff like that, I think of Apollo 13. Like maybe they were right. Maybe that is why we haven't gone back.
I don't know. I just remembered that I liked the movie, but the part that I can't quit thinking about is not what they're seeing, but just how far away they are. Do they ever get afraid? I mean, you know, like you're way far away and then you have to come back and it may not go well upon, there's so many things that could still go wrong. Yesterday when they were looking at the moon, I was like, are they just focused on, wow, there's the moon, not, wow, we're so far away. And what if we get stuck?
I think you don't have an option. You just, at that point, you have to YOLO it. And
True.
You're like, there are so many things that could go wrong. Just one little puncture hole, one little pinhole, and you're exploding or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about that. One teeny tiny thing. Oh, that's the other thing they said. They literally just attached GoPros to the outside of the spaceship. That's what they said yesterday.
Well, everybody should get a GoPro then.
Just GoPros.
Yeah. And
like Velcroed to the wing.
Some of the best pictures of Earth, they were like, oh, we just took that with an iPhone from the spaceship through the window.
Again,
Crazy.
Sponsorships forever.
I'll say this. What is the astronaut's name? Victor Glover. When the signal cut off when they were going on the other side of the moon and he was preaching the gospel while doing that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is another moment where I feel like all of the liberals that were watching were probably like, oh, you can't say that. But it was really cool to use that moment to preach the gospel because he knew that everybody was watching.
Yeah.
And it's not about Victor. It's not about us. We're going to the other side of the moon. He used that moment to preach the gospel. Was awesome.
Yeah. He's a dude. He is quite the dude. Okay, guys, let's see. Ooh, 2 minutes. Any other comments? Any other thoughts before we wrap it up and head into the 11:30 block of?
I better get it together.
You better get it together.
The only other thing is I think it's been interesting to watch the moon crew and their natural instinct. You get into space, you start looking back at Earth, you get into space, you start looking towards the moon, you get into space, you see all these squiggly lines and all these things. What is their natural inclination is to praise God, to reflect on his creation. It's like something innate. I don't know if they're all believers. It sounds like at least two of them are, been very outspoken, but like your whole being can't not acknowledge his creation and what he's done. It's not, I haven't heard any of them say, golly, we put this thing together just right. And Houston, you scientists are so smart. And y'all know it's like overwhelming God's presence, God's creation. And so I think that's when people say, what if they've never held a Bible or they've never been preached the gospel? Well, the heavens declare. It's like, you don't have to go that far. Your soul just knows it. Yep. It's pretty cool. We'll be back. I got to find some gossip. Allegedly. By the way, have y'all seen everybody saying allegedly?
Yeah, Joe Rogan even.
We
I think you
started
must
something.
listen.
We started something. We'll be back.
JP here with Rightside. I need to remind you that Inspired Advisors is one of our sponsors, and they are doing amazing work. We know this audience, and you're the kind of folks who believe in standing up for your principles and being good stewards of your resources. What if the companies you're invested in don't reflect your values at all? That's why you need to meet Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors. Inspire Advisors, they are experts in the field of biblically responsible investing. They can help you grow your bottom line while also being proud of what companies you invest in. Inspire Advisors, you got to go check them out. Here's their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com, and tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
Run our government. Plato said the penalty for refusing to get involved in politics is you end up being governed by your inferiors. And here we are. Any one of you pick a random person off the street, they'd probably be better governor than the one you got. Okay, I mean, it's a bad situation.
Right.
So really, I think that's the fundamental problem: is that we the people. And this is a good thing for Alabama, but we the people have forgotten that it's our country, that we're supposed to be doing stuff. Now, in your state, you are full of people who have really good, solid values. That is refreshing when I'm here in Alabama. But because of that, you're more trusting.
Okay.
And because of that, when I walk into a county and say, hey, your elections are all corrupted, they look at me like, no, our clerk is great. We love her. We go to church with her. Our kids go to school together. It's like
That couldn't possibly happen.
Couldn't possibly happen here because we're great people, right? I mean, and I get that. But what they don't understand is the problem isn't your people. The problem is that they are subservient to a system that's being imposed on you. So, for example, if you were to let's say you move into a county here. We're in Shelby, I think, right now. Let's say you walk into, I know the country by counties. Let's say you walk into a county and you say, hey, I want to get on the voter rolls. I want to register. The clerk doesn't bring out the precinct book and add you to the rolls. She logs into the state central system and adds you to the rolls. Oh, want to delete somebody from the rolls? She doesn't delete you. She logs into the state central system and deletes you from the system. She's not in control of that system. And guess where that file is? Omaha, Nebraska. Okay, so your rolls are not even here, and your clerk is not even here. It's not like she has a copy of the rolls. And so one of the things that I show in my talks, and by the way, I'm speaking tonight in Tuscaloosa, I think it is. Yeah. And I'll show a lot of this information, is if you were to take a copy of your voter rolls today, and then a week from now take another copy of your voter rolls, and compare the two, there'd be a whole bunch of names that were added and removed that your clerk didn't add and remove. Well, who did that? The state does that, and your clerk doesn't even know, though, because the numbers are similar, and so it looks to the clerk like this just kind of going along, and she's adding and removing a few over time, but she doesn't realize that it's actually going like this, and I have the copies of the rolls, so I can show them the snapshots over time, and they're like, what? And so they don't know that's happening, and so I show that.
So the state, but what is making the state remove them without going through the registrars?
Good question. So it used to be Eric. I think recently you've separated from Eric, but you now have Avid. Yeah. And it's basically the same thing. I could show you in your own data. You're doing the same thing as you always did. You just changed name for political reasons.
But isn't that what you want? You want to be checking against other states' records and removing accordingly?
So it sounds good.
Yeah.
It sounds like, wouldn't it be great? Except that what's happened is, and I can show you, and we should put this graph when we get to that point. I can show you your own rolls over time, and I can show you that what happened is, in this graph, this is from 1980 to 2024. You had 3 million people of voting age in 1980. And it's just kind of steadily climbed in your state, and now you're up to around 4 million people of voting age. See that? That's your voting age people. Here are the number of people in your rolls every 2 years, according to your Secretary of State. And a clean voter rolls should be about 70% of your voting age population. So I would say you were really clean from about 1992 up to about 2012. But then look what happened. Then your voter rolls took off. How come? Well, that's when your state started automatically adding people who get driver's license, who get a car registration, who touch any government agency, who go to jail, who get welfare. They're automatically adding people, and they're not cleaning in a commensurate fashion, so the rolls are getting dirtier. I can talk about the turnouts, but let's not do that yet. I just want you to see that the voter rolls are growing faster than your population. dramatically faster. In fact, you got about 40% too many people in your voter rolls. So what'll happen is I'll show this to people and they're like, what? How could we have so many names in the rolls that shouldn't be there? So what then I do is I give them a copy of their own voter rolls. They start going through them. And I always tell people, look in your own neighborhood. So we look up, it's like I'll be standing in front of a group and I'll say, give me an address. Give me an address. We look you up and they'll say, wait a minute, that's my next door neighbor. Their boy hasn't lived here for 10 years. How come he's still an active voter in the rolls? In other words, the rolls are really dirty. And when I show them to them themselves, they're shocked. They don't realize how dirty it is. Now,
Welcome back to the right side.
Hi
In
there.
a rare moment, Abs was not paying attention, and I was. Took advantage of that. Like a mother. I'm Allison Sinclair. It's Amy Beth. JP. I don't know. What else do you do? And you're
Hi there.
listening to the right side.
I
We've
just-
got a banger of a show for you today.
The right place at
That's
the right
good.
time.
The
Woohoo!
right side.
Okay.
That's all I got.
That was good.
Now what?
Okay. All right. Well, now what? Nick Saban. The president's executive order. Deep thoughts. JP.
I don't even know what happened. Can
what
you tell
happened
me?
was
So on Friday, President Trump signed an executive order designed to limit how long athletes can play college sports and how often they can transfer between schools. The order directs the NCAA to create rules that mandate college athletes can play for, quote, no more than a 5-year period and allows them to transfer schools only once before they graduate without having to sit out a season. The rule changes are scheduled to go into effect August 1st. A school that plays an athlete who doesn't meet these new limits could risk losing its federal funding.
Here.
The order also states that the NCAA should update its rules to create a national registry for player agents and create policies that prevent schools from cutting scholarships or other opportunities for women's and Olympic sports in order to pay their athletes.
it's good stuff.
So pretty
Wow.
much all of the things that you would think needs to be done like right now in an executive order. Here's the thing though, of like all an executive order really is, it's just a memo. It technically should have legal binding, but it's kind of like, however, I do hope that the NCAA abides and follows these rules. But that's what Saban was on Fox yesterday, praising the executive order, thinking that it will accomplish everything it needs to. Because that's the other part of it that really people don't talk about enough, is that now with revenue sharing and schools having to make, like, sports have become a financial decision with the schools themselves because they can't afford to pay everyone all of the revenue and share the revenue with all of the athletes. So the sports that suck up the most revenue that will be shared with the athletes, like football, basketball, well, now the schools directly can't afford the Olympic sports, the track and field, the swimming, stuff like that. So it's going to cause athletes to lose opportunities and kids to lose opportunities. So that was a very important part of the executive order. I hope gets addressed. So we'll see if the NCAA follows through. But
And then the agents have to register.
Yeah.
Because many of these children have agents.
Yeah.
Young men, young women. Because how do you get anything done? That's the 2020 vision, looking back and going forward. I think that makes a lot of sense. But I hope that they will, codify this?
Yeah.
Is that what we want?
hopefully, well, Congress doesn't even really need to with this. The NCAA should just make this rule.
This is Tommy Tuberville's bill, though. I
Yeah.
mean, this is basically exactly what he's proposing in the bill that he dropped. And, we were all wondering why Tommy Tuberville wasn't at the roundtable a few weeks ago. He was invited, and my understanding is basically he was like, I've had this bill. All you have to do is go look at what I put together. I don't need to go sit at your table. And now he's actually doing it. So it could be codified. It could be. But then I go, really, is that Congress? I mean, is this what we need to be spending our time on? I don't think the founding fathers were ever like, hey, we're going to really spend some time on college football.
Yeah, no, Congress really should not act. The NCAA needs to do their job. And if the NCAA just makes a black and white rule with this, then no, Congress is not needed. The thing that's a problem with the NCAA and transfers and eligibility in general, I've talked about it before, is it's so not black and white. It's
It's
like
very convoluted.
it's like punching jelly. It's like, oh, you can, you can't, you can, you can't. Well, why not? I don't know. Just don't really follow.
It's not different than the Mike Rada situation where you see lots of other things happening, but you're going to go after this.
Right. It's like, oh, you can get another year. You can't. You can. You can't. You can come play from overseas. You can't come back and play. And there's no, because when you do that, it leaves it up to the courts to decide because you don't have any black. It's just the NCAA's decision, whatever they think at the moment. So if the NCAA can make rules of, hey, you get 5 years, you play 5 years, that's it. You get one transfer without having to sit out. And the NCAA, it's like a black and white rule that they stick to, then you don't need Congress. So hopefully the NCAA makes these rules and respond in response to the executive order. What do you think about the 5 year? You get 5 years and that's it.
I think yes to the 5 years. I do know that what good could happen out of this is in the cases where somebody needs to transfer or somebody did get injured and they do want a year back because they couldn't, because maybe it wasn't a redshirt year, but they were injured and the coach is like, yeah, sorry. I think they'll have to take a little more care with situations like that. But the situation and the system was so abused over the last 4 years. I am thankful they're trying to put it right. Very thankful. Did you mention something about a collective? Did you talk about that at all?
In this executive order?
Did this executive order talk about
Not the
a
collectives.
collective? I wonder what's going to happen with that. I don't quite understand that, but
it's legalized cheating is what the collectives are, because now that you have revenue sharing with the schools themselves, and really collectives should not be a thing because it really is just it's pay for play. It's
it is
directly
pay for play.
against what NIL is. NIL is supposed to be players making money from advertisements and from sponsorships and now from the schools themselves. But collectives are just a bunch of rich donors that we will literally just write you a check to come play for us. That is cheating. That's pay for play. And because there's no rules specifically against collectives and NIL is just open for interpretation, then yeah, they're allowed. And it's just ridiculous.
And it's very hard because if you're not getting paid, or you're not getting paid very much, you understand the people who are getting paid the most will play, even if maybe halfway through the year, they're not as good as they started out to be. So there's that whole side of it. So I genuinely hope they get this together because it's been a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
And the teeth behind it of if you don't abide, you could lose federal funding. Like that's genius.
Yeah. Yes. So we'll see. We'll see.
Is it time for allegedly?
Look at JP. He can't wait.
He is excited.
I have a funny one. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Go.
Well, first we got to do the. Oh, wait. The channel was off. We'll do it again. Allegedly.
Okay.
Now, listen. I am an Alabama fan. I'm a Tide man myself. I'm the only one here that's a Tide man, apparently. However, we do need to have a discussion about our basketball coach, Nate Oates. Have y'all seen this news about Nate Oates being an engaged man now? That came out yesterday or 2 days ago.
I looked and I did not see anything.
Well, I read somebody said, I knew he was into draining threes.
Now that is rude. But the Nate Oates, the basketball coach for Alabama of 7 years, the best coach in Alabama history. He's a mighty good coach. However, we need to talk about this engagement. It's troubling. Now, how this started is actually pretty funny because there's a guy that works for Barstool. His name is Rico Bosco. He's a massive Nate Oates fan. And he was in New York while Nate Oates was eating at a restaurant in a private room with other coaches and friends. And he was with this girl at the time. And you can see Nate Oates is caught off guard. He's like, oh, hey, buddy, how are you? How are you? Good to see you, man. Look at you. And look, he's got his wife. But if you look at Oates' face at the end, he notices he's on camera with his fiance at the time of this dinner. I don't think he was expecting this to be aired out, which coincidentally, right after this video, he comes out and goes, "Oh, I'm an engaged man. Me and my fiance are happily engaged." Well, here's the part, allegedly. Here's the part that gets troubling. Nate Oates quietly divorced his wife in 2023. His wife of 26 years, Crystal.
Oh,
This girl.
keep your mouth shut, Sinclair.
This girl he is now engaged to was his top staffer when this divorce happened.
You don't say.
The rumor, allegedly, from the Auburn fans and others that they're spreading
Oh,
about
don't
Nate
go
Oates,
blaming us at Cal College. We just
That-
report the news.
they're claiming this is no coincidence. Now, I don't know. This is allegedly for a reason. And like I said, I'm a Tide man. However, it looks as if Nate Oates was cheating on Crystal with this staffer. And that's why there was a quiet divorce. And he was going to keep it even more quiet with his fiance until he was put on video with her last week.
I saw that ring. It was big. That diamond was.
Wait, you saw her diamond ring?
It was sparkling in that video. You missed
Oh,
it.
I missed it.
She gave him a hug.
Oh, I need
And
to
it
see
just-
that ring.
That's right.
Look at it.
Doodly doodly doo. Oh,
Look how
that is
big that's
large. That's large.
man.
And let me just tell you, that's the face of a man that was not expected to be on video.
That looks like a man with the Cheshire Cat grin.
He doesn't even have his shirt tucked in.
He does not.
He's just having a good old time.
So Alex Aketa is the name of his fiance. She graduated from Alabama in 2017.
Roadhead.
So she's younger, at least 20 years younger. However,
Mm.
that is the allegedly
2017.
of the Alabama gossip.
So she's 30 something.
Yeah, Nate Oates is 51.
Hey, ain't no shame in the game.
Hey, respect, brother. However,
Brother.
my man, this does not look good. I'll just say it that way. But this is alleged, again, as I say. There's no confirmation. We're just speaking on rumors. But that is the Alabama gossip rumors.
I did not know. But may I say allegedly,
Mm-hmm.
I am not surprised.
Mhm.
That is all I'm going to say about that. So
Leanne,
that's all.
that's all.
That's all I got.
Do you have your allegedly?
Well, I do have my allegedly, and I wonder, do you have your allegedly?
I do, but mine's not mine. I might need my tinfoil hat for. Actually, I really do believe it, but it's not as juicy as JP's.
JP gets the award for the juiciest. JP gets the award for juicy fruit gum on his allegedly. My allegedly has to do with space.
Oh, bro.
And it is delightful because you do wonder how people thought about it. Hold on, I need to channel my inner Martha. Okay, she's back. But apparently,
Allegedly.
the Reddit atheists are furious that NASA astronauts are giving glory to God during the moon trip. They're saying things like, it's making my blood boil. Because when they say things like, love God with all you are, the Reddit atheists are like, how dare you? And we're like, I know, Karen, I know, honey. Or Graham. But why are they so angry about a God they don't even think exists? This is the question. Because here's what they're saying. They're saying a disappointing amount of, actually, this person's probably a Yankee, so I need to say it properly. Yo, I'm disappointed at the amount of religious BS being spouted by the Artemis 2 astronauts. It's pretty depressing to hear some of what the Artemis astronauts are talking religiously as they orbit the moon using some of the most advanced science and engineering available to the human race. And then another says, it was making my blood boil. It's one thing to say, I believe in God and the earth is our home, blah, 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 like it's your opinion. But the dude just stated it as a fact. Like we all agree God created the earth. It honestly depresses me that religion is still so prevalent in the year 2026 and among scientists. And so the angst comes from the fact that a decorated NASA scientist is reminding people to love God and love your neighbor as he flies through the depths of outer space. And so Victor Glover is praising God from space with all that you are. And then they keep talking and talking and talking, but it is just too much for the Redditors in their mama's basement. And so some funny guy, Cato Van Wyck, says dumb scientists who are literally on the moon, this is his words, okay? This ain't my word. They are retarded. Unlike me, who is spending his life complaining about God on Reddit. Checkmate, loser. So finally, it says, I'm not even religious, but these people are insufferable. And this is the part where I thought it just all tied together since we've talked about passing gas today. I'm not even religious, but these people are so insufferable that I hope one of the astronauts writes out Bible verses in the moon dust so it'll be visible to high-powered telescopes for decades. So the funny thing is, and I'll end with this, no one looks at an iPhone or a car and assumes it came about randomly. But for some reason, when Reddit atheists, and this is all according to the Babylon Bee, for some reason, when Reddit atheists see the finely tuned beauty of the cosmos, they think it was all an accident devoid of purpose. Allegedly.
Ironic.
So ironic. And so that's my story for today.
Well, the atheists allegedly believe in Darwin Claus instead of Santa Claus, and they leave out the science and reason instead of the cookies and milk for Darwin Claus. So they believe in things like that.
Yeah.
It's a little ironic.
It's so ironic. Ironic.
The popcorn kettle black a little bit.
Yeah.
You ask me.
A little bit. So
I do declare hell is hot. Enjoy it. It's not the moon, at least. People are so silly.
They are so silly.
Like, I mean, I just sit there and I go, I'm like, wouldn't you rather risk it for something to have a chance? Like, if it is real, I always say is real. When I say is real.
You're so funny.
Isn't it funny? And my brain just kind of stops on that. If it is real, take a chance. Believe in something. Otherwise, you're going there no matter what. Anywho, allegedly, sunglasses are going to kill us all.
You don't say.
Yes. Apparently, we're supposed to not be wearing sunglasses. Here's what it does. And I do believe. I say it in gist and to be funny, but I do believe this is important. You think about it. When God created Adam and Eve, did they have sunglasses? No. No. And since we start wearing sunglasses, are we healthier? No. So here's what's happening. What you do when you go out in the morning, they're saying you should go out in the morning light sun for like 15 minutes. And it sets your internal clock, which they call it a circadian rhythm, not like the crickets. That's a cicada. This is circadian. So light entering your eyes hits special cells in your retina that signal your brain's master clock. It tells you it's daytime. Be alert. So you should go straight out. It helps you feel awake in the morning and sleepy at night. And without natural light, your body clock can drift, leading to poor sleep and fatigue. Here's the thing. You should go out in the morning and then you should go out in the sunset and now let me pause. Don't stare directly at the sun. That burns.
It does.
You just kind of want to gaze across the horizon. Just get a nice little warm breeze of sun into your eyeballs. But if you go out at night too, it sets your circadian rhythm. Yeah, not cicada.
Circadian rhythm.
And it makes you fall asleep and you sleep better and you go to sleep faster. It also will increase serotonin, which makes you happy and calm. And it regulates daytime cortisol. So here's my thing. Look, just take those fabulous sunnies off for just a little bit. And apparently, if you don't wear the sunnies all the time, your body's melanin and natural protection of your skin, it adjusts and says, wait, we need to protect ourselves because we don't think we're in the dark. But when you wear those sunglasses, your body's like, oh, we're safe inside. And so they put down all their defenses. And so you look at like melanoma and skin cancers, they're on the rise ever since we've been wearing those sunglasses and that sunscreen. So I think you just let your body do its natural thing, but go out in the morning, get 10 or 15 minutes of natural light while you drink your coffee, and then go out at night and you report back. Tell me how you sleeping.
May I answer your question now?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that okay?
I didn't know I asked one.
Well, I just turned it into a question.
Uh-huh.
Well, I have one.
Okay.
Okay. Is it okay if I never ever really wore sunscreen or my sunglasses? I never did. Except for one time when we would go on vacay. There's a place where I needed to wear them. But do you think that's okay?
Phyllis,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
would like to compare your skin
Yes, ma'am.
to my skin.
Yes.
And I think you are the poster child for why not to wear sunglasses. I used to wear sunglasses every day, all the time. I couldn't go outside without them. I got sunspots everywhere. Your skin is like a baby's bottom. I'm for real. Y'all can't see it. It's so nice and smooth, and there are none of those freckly things. So I think we need to
you're gonna make
hang
my
you on the
stomach
wall.
hurt.
Is you laughing?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
you
so
got a
funny.
Pete
It's so
Hegseth too.
You're just so funny. You're hilarious. And it hurts my tummy right now. Also, I think I had too much coffee. And maybe it's that bad apple. That bad apple is coming to get me. I'm sorry.
Sweating now. You can't do that to me.
I'm sorry, That is
Gotta be
such a good
professional.
story. I really love that story.
Y'all giggle, but I promise you, your life will change. JP, do you wear sunglasses?
I wear sunglasses when I'm driving. I wear these aviators because I think they look cool. They do look cool. They're pretty sick. However, I do not typically wear sunglasses when I'm not driving.
Good for you.
However, I will say this. I
Yes.
do not believe in sunscreen.
Okay, good.
It's gonna kill us all, isn't it?
And it made my parents mad my whole life because I'm of the belief you just burn and then it turns to tan and you're fine. And probably the more you get burnt, this is probably not true. However, how I see it, the more you get burnt, your skin becomes stronger and can become more resilient against the sun. But I do not believe you will not see me spraying on that stupid sunscreen at the beach or wherever. I have felt the repercussions of that though sometimes where you get burnt. But I don't believe in sunscreen.
I'm with you. And if you have to use it, I like to use just zinc only because zinc is an actually occurring thing, I believe. But I'm with you. I just didn't believe in the sunscreen. And when the kids were little, the little fellers, I'd put it on them. And then one day I was like, kind of like you said, I said to myself, I don't think God gave us sunscreen. Like he just put the people out there and whatever happened.
Yeah.
And he didn't fashion the sunglasses. Now I know sometimes people need to wear them, maybe if you're a pilot or something. But I'm with you. I think that's real wise, and I really appreciate what you said.
I'm thinking that maybe like Adam and Eve, they made hats out of leaves. That would solve some problems.
Well, okay. Here's the other aspect
Well,
of
they
it, though.
made loincloths.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Loincloths.
Well, that was after the
You think
fall.
that's
Think-
after leaves?
yeah, I was about to
Did
say,
they do leaves
yeah.
or skin?
I don't think.
Oh, skin.
I don't
with
think
some
they were
sticks.
getting
Yeah.
burnt before the fall. I think God maybe made it where the sun
true.
did not burn
Ah.
So
until the fall,
sunburns are part of the fall.
because he made it to where labor was hard and more difficult for man after the
Yeah,
fall, and maybe
he's right.
the sun burning. I'm still not wearing sunscreen.
I do think your logic breaks down just a little bit. Maybe there's a balance. Maybe you put on a long sleeve. You know those fishing shirts they make now that have SPF in them, but you're not slathering all those hormone disruptors and the oxybenzone that kills the reef
And it breathes.
and it you know. Remember the song we played the other day?
Which one?
I can't say
Oh.
it.
You know the
As
song.
soon as you said that. Okay. Anywho, I think you are onto something, and I challenge everyone to get that sunlight in the morning and get that sunlight at night, and then text us and let us know how you's doing.
Who texts like this, though?
Well, I had a child already text me and say she vibed with what you said, Alma. She said she vibed with
I
it.
am not alone. I'm telling you, I really think it's true. Now, my Nana, my mom, who we call Nana, she was into all these crazy things like the vibration plate and all, like she filtered all her water, pH balance. And now I'm like, that's me.
You,
That's
Nana.
me.
Should we just call you Nana instead?
Yeah, well, maybe so.
I'm a rosebush Nana. Nana,
Yeah.
Alma.
Nana, I'm getting just as crazy as her, but I think there's something to it.
I will
I
say
do
this,
too.
though. I think my Meemaw is rolling in her grave. She
Oh,
passed
no.
away about 11 years ago, but she had an aloe plant constantly. And if you were burnt, she made you come. She cut off the aloe plant, and she would she was ultra on it with the sunburns and such. So she's probably rolling over in her grave hearing her grandson talk like this. But
Do you know
I
people
believe-
are drinking aloe now?
What?
No.
No.
Yeah, you can go to the store and you can buy aloe drinks. Apparently, allegedly, your Meemaw was onto something. It cures all the things.
I did not know that.
In
I am
fact-
today years old learning.
I don't advise just taking a bite, but I think sunburn, that's good.
Nana, Alma, do you think we maybe should do a taste test of a drink or something with some aloe in it?
Oh,
A
gosh.
drink. Okay, yeah. Sorry, let me get back into character. I think that sounds, let's do it.
Okay.
We'll
all right.
let the people know.
Sure. We're going to try it.
I think that's great.
Okay.
Do we have time for Would You Rather?
I have a good would you rather.
I don't like bad ones.
Me
Okay, good.
neither.
Well, I got a good one for you.
Okay.
Would you rather have no one come to your wedding or no one come to your funeral?
Oh.
I know my answer.
No one come to my wedding because if nobody comes to
Yeah.
your funeral, that means you didn't live a real,
You didn't do
you didn't
much.
serve people real well.
No one coming to my wedding.
You know.
What are you laughing at?
What? What is it?
Ab's face. She was so solemn. She was really thinking about that. That would be so sad. No one come. But that is true. And honestly, everybody at your wedding is kind of a pain.
Yeah.
You gotta
See,
wait through all
yeah,
them
and you
people.
can't. Everybody eats the food, and you don't get any.
I'll say this. The weddings in my family, like my brother's wedding, was so many people.
Mhm.
It was packed. And he married Bama's sorority girl, and all of her sorority friends, like 50 were there. It was a lot of, it overwhelms me. So I hope my wedding isn't too many people. However, I'm not there for my funeral, so you can have as many people as you want. I'm dead. I'm in a box.
You are so smart. That is using that brain.
It's real wise.
Yeah.
Real wise. Can we come to your wedding though?
Yes, y'all are invited. of
Well,
Okay, because
course.
we're helping you find a wife.
We're
Yes.
finding
We
the
promised
yeah.
your
the
deity we do
missus.
that.
Yeah, every day we just keep thinking.
Maybe we'll see one tonight. It's worthy of him.
Ooh, he's gonna have on a tie.
He's gonna
I
look
do.
real.
I'ma
He's
have
gonna
my
look
suit.
sharp.
My suit and tie.
Mm.
Well, y'all, tomorrow we'll be back, Lord willing. Now Thursday I'll be gone because I gotta go to the beauty shop. Sorry, the beauty shop. But tomorrow will be fun. We'll see you then. Toodles.